I walk 2 miles every morning. Been doing it for 28 years. Rain, cold, doesn't matter. Before breakfast. Every single day. My doctor looked at my heart last spring. Said it looks like a 50-year-old man's heart. I'm 88. I'm going to tell you how I got here. And I'm going to tell you what happens to the men who don't. I was born in 1937 in rural Alabama. My father farmed cotton and corn his entire life. He never owned a gym membership in his life. Never ran a race. Never lifted a weight. Just worked the land every single day from sun up to dark. My father died at 94, in his boots. He was walking the fence line when his heart finally stopped. That was the only way he knew how to go. Moving. I watched that, and I decided that was the only way I wanted to go too. Now, my neighbor Raymond, good man, funny. We grew up together. Raymond retired at 62 and sat down. That's the only way I know how to say it. He just sat down. Porch, television, couch. Said he'd earned his rest. Raymond was dead at 74. Heart gave out. The doctor said it like it was just bad luck. I didn't think it was bad luck. I thought it was 12 years of sitting. When I was 60 years old, I went in for a checkup. Dr. Briggs, good enough doctor, I suppose, looked at my chart and told me I should start taking it easy. Said at my age, too much physical activity could strain the heart. I said, Dr. Briggs, my father worked harder than I ever have until the day he died at 94. What do you make of that? He looked at me like I'd said something in a foreign language. Dr. Briggs died at 72. Heart attack. Sitting in his recliner watching a football game on a Sunday afternoon. I heard it from his nurse. Now, I am not telling you doctors are useless. They saved my son's life after a car accident in 1989. I will be grateful for that until my last day. But when a doctor who sits behind a desk for 40 years tells a man who walks fields every day to slow down, that doctor is giving you advice he himself is not taking. Sitting is the slowest way to die. I decided a long time ago I wasn't going to do it that way. Let me tell you some numbers. 1 in 4 Americans sits for more than 8 hours every single day. 40% of adults get no exercise at all during the week. None. 300,000 people in this country die every year from causes directly linked to sitting too much and moving too little. 300,000. And a study came out recently, big study, tens of thousands of people, that found if the least active people just added 1 hour of walking a day, they could add up to 11 years to their lives. 11 years. Not from surgery, not from medication, from walking. I'm going to say that again because I want you to hear it. The least active people, the ones barely moving at all, if they just walked more, they could get 11 years back. 11 years of mornings. 11 years of people they love. 11 years. And the average American is choosing the recliner. Now, let me tell you what 2 miles every morning actually is, because it isn't exercise. Not really. It takes me about 40 minutes. I'm not fast. I don't need to be. I walk the same road I've walked for 28 years, past the old Miller place, down by the creek, back up the hill. I know every bend in that road. I know which trees lost branches in the last storm. I know where the deer cross in November. I know the exact spot where the light comes through the pines at 7 in the morning and hits the ground just right. I've done a lot of my best thinking on that road. When my wife Ruth passed, 2009, the morning after the funeral, I walked that road at 5 in the morning in the dark. Didn't turn a single light on. Just walked. I don't know that I had a thought in my head. I just put one foot in front of the other in the dark and trusted the road was still there. It was. That walk saved me that year. Not because it fixed anything, because it reminded me that my body still knew what to do even when my mind didn't. My doctor, current one, young woman, sharp as a tack, she showed me my numbers last spring. Heart rate, blood pressure, cholesterol, all of them where they should be. Some of them better than they should be for a man of 88. She said, and I remember this exact, "Earl, your cardiovascular system looks like a man in his 50s. I said, "I know why." She asked me what I do. I said, "I walk 2 miles every morning." She waited for the rest. I said, "That's it." She didn't believe me at first. Wanted to know about my diet, my supplements, my sleep routine. I said, "I eat what I grow, I sleep when it's dark, and I walk every morning. I've been doing it since I was 60, and you can write that down if you want something to put in the chart. Here's what walking does, in plain language. It keeps the blood moving. Everything in your body needs blood moving through it. You stop moving, the blood slows down. Things start to break down. It keeps the legs strong. You lose your legs, you lose your independence. You lose your independence, you lose your reason to get up. Most men I've watched decline, it started with the legs. It keeps the mind clear. I don't know the science of it, but I know that the mornings I walk, I think better than the mornings I don't. And it keeps you honest about who you still are, what you can still do, what you're still capable of. Now, I know what you're thinking. Earl, I don't have time. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm done by 6:15. Before the rest of the house is awake. Before the day has a chance to take over. You have time. You just haven't decided it matters yet. Earl, my knees hurt. Mine too. Have for 15 years. They hurt more on the mornings I don't walk than the mornings I do. Motion is medicine. The joint needs to move. That's what it was built for. Earl, I'm too tired. The tiredness that comes from sitting is a different kind of tired than the tiredness that comes from moving. One drains you. One refills you. I don't come back from that walk tired. I come back awake. Earl, it's too cold. It gets down to 20 degrees sometimes in January in Alabama. I still walk. I put on a coat. That's the whole solution. I have heard every reason a man can give for why he can't walk 2 miles in the morning, and I have yet to hear one that would have satisfied my father. I'm not asking you to run a marathon. I'm not asking you to join a gym. I'm not asking you to buy anything, or download anything, or sign up for anything. I'm asking you to walk out your front door tomorrow morning and go 2 miles. That's it. Slow is fine. Ugly is fine. Out of breath is fine. Just go. My son James started walking 2 years ago. He's 53. Called me one morning and said, "Dad, I think I understand now why you do this." I said, "Took you long enough." He walks every morning now. Doesn't miss. I won't be around forever. I know that. I'm 88 years old. I've made my peace with it. But I'll tell you what I want. I want to keep walking that road past the Miller place, down by the creek, back up the hill, every morning I'm able. And when the morning comes that I'm not able, I want it to be because I ran out of time, not because I ran out of will. Sitting is the slowest way to die. I've watched it happen to too many good men to pretend otherwise. Your body was built to move. It has been built to move for 200,000 years before anyone invented a couch or a recliner or a desk chair. 2 miles, tomorrow morning, before breakfast. The road will be there. Question is whether you will. If this meant something to you, share it with the man you know who needs to hear it. And subscribe. I've got more to say, and I'm not done yet.